Hey guys, before we get going, just a quick reminder, if this video gets 30 likes in the first 24 hours, leave a comment below because I'm going to pick a random commenter as long as they're subscribed to get a free 1-month membership to our Discord server. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of 10-minute trades. The ticker symbol we're going to look at today is PENN, or PENN for PENN National Gaming. If you're not familiar with them, they're basically similar to DraftKings or a company like FanDuel, but not only do they do online sports gambling, but they also have physical racetracks and casinos, which I don't believe DraftKings does. So let's just take a quick look at it. If we zoom out here, you can see pre-illness, looks like PENN has been trading between roughly $17 to, let's say, $35, $36. Pre-illness, its high was just shy of $40, and during the peak illness season, it's been as low as less than $4. It basically became a penny stock this mid-March, which is kind of crazy to think about because it's actually trading for $70 as of close on the last trading day on Friday. So absolutely crazy run up. I mean, it's more than 10x in just the past few months from peak illness, which is crazy to think about. So let's get right into it. This is the daily chart. So each candle here represents 1 day of trading. And if you've seen my prior videos, you know the first thing I like to do is draw some Fibonacci retracements. So the first thing I did was I started it from peak illness, which was about March 18th, which is its recent lows, at about just shy of $4, let's say about $3.90 some cents. And then I drew it all the way to the most recent high, which was actually from the last trading day, September 18th. The intraday high was just shy of $77. And so right now we are currently trading between the 0 and the 23.6% Fibonacci level. It actually looks like this 23.6% Fibonacci level is acting as an area of support given the past few trading days, but we'll take a quick look at it. And again, if I zoom out, there's not a lot of data on PENN higher than about $40 because it's never traded that high. So let's just get rid of these Fibonacci overlays just so the stock chart doesn't look too cluttered. And the first thing I like to do is start looking at areas of support and resistance. So the first one I noticed was right here, which is right about $38 and some change. And just remember, these are not hard, fast, it's not exactly $38.40. This is more of an area. So I'm talking $38, $39, $40, or maybe $36, $37, somewhere in the mid to high 30s, maybe even low 40s, I believe, is an area of support, because you can see we have this wick here. This candle here broke slightly above it, but then we traded below it. We bounced off down it again in end of June. We tried to test it again in end of July, bounced down below. Finally, on August 6th, we were able to break above it and then trade above it. Also, if you go back in time, this was a pretty strong area of resistance back in early February during pre-illness, because as you can see, on February 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, it tried hard to get above 40, but just couldn't do it. And actually, as we all know, ended up dipping down pretty hard. So let's see where the next levels of support and resistance are. I looked at this level at about $51 because I noticed, if we zoom in here, a bunch of wicks here from August 10th, we couldn't break above it. 11th, August 12th, again, couldn't break above it. We finally did. And then the intraday lows were testing it on August 13, 14, and 15. And then again on August 31st. And then again, most recently on September 4th, before we finally decided we're going to bounce off it and rally to the sky. So I think $50, $51 is another area of support currently. Let's keep going. This one is the one I am least certain about because there's, again, not a lot of data in these high dollar ranges because PENN hasn't traded that high ever until now. And so I think high 58s, like 58, 59, 60, might be another area of support because, again, we see this intraday high on September 1st. These other candles here, or the wicks, I should say, got pretty close to the high 50s and 60. And then we finally broke above it on September 10th. We tested it intraday on September 11th, but stayed above it. We closed right on it. And then we closed on it again September 14th. So we are setting some higher lows ever since we started trading on September 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and so on. So right now, I mean, it seems like there's no end in sight to how high this ticker can go. The other thing I will draw your attention to is that this pink line here represents the 50-day moving average, and the orange line here represents the 21-day moving average. So as you can see, if we scroll out, it actually looks like it really bounces off 21-day moving average ever since about early April. I mean, how many times has it bounced off? Here, 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 you know, all throughout here. And then most recently in about September 8th, 7th, and 6th, and then as early as August 31st, it's again bounced off that 21-day moving average. So it's kind of riding this 21-day MA up into the moon. But I am a little bit concerned about this stock, and I will get to that in a second. But the last level of support that I identified all the way down here is, I think, in the high 20s, about $28, because as we can see, in about May to roughly July of this year, there's been a few times where we've gotten really close and touched this price level, but stayed above it and bounced off it until finally on July 15th, we basically took off for the moon. So those are the areas of support that I've identified so far. I don't know where the resistance level is to the top side because, again, we've never traded this high before on this ticker. And every day for the past week or so of trading days, we just keep basically setting all-time highs every single day. So I don't know where the top is. And that is a little bit scary for me. Let's see what the trend lines show. So I drew this trend line here, again, from the most recent low in mid-March during peak illness. And I drew it as best I could to correlate to some of these other candles here. And again, I think this kind of topping pattern here is very bullish and maybe over-exaggerated, because if we take a look at the RSI here, we've been in the overbought category for quite some time. I mean, ever since early August, actually. For about a month or more now, we've been overbought on PENN. So who knows when a little bit of a correction will come, when PENN will come back down to earth. But that is what scares me, because again, if we take a look at this trend line, just like the MA, there's been a few times where we've been trading right around it. We tend to bounce right off it. For this period, we were trading below it. Again, we rallied above it and then bounced off it again most recently on August 31st and then again on September 8th. I think, if we were in this range, I would feel more comfortable with the ticker. But then after September 8th, basically from September 9th onward, we basically rocketed up so fast that I feel like we're due for a little bit of a pullback here. And then I said, you know what? Let me see if I can draw a parallel channel to support that opinion. So similarly, I drew this parallel channel again, starting from the recent illness lows, and then I tried to incorporate the bottoms of as many candles as I could in terms of the recent lows, and then I incorporated the tops of some of these candles recently. But again, I feel like ever since September 9th, or the past few trading days, I should say, we've broken above this channel, and I feel like we're trading a little bit higher or more expensively than we should be. And that's just my opinion. I mean, yes, you could make the argument, well, why don't I just extend this parallel channel all the way up here? And I could do that, but really the bulk of the share prices are not in the top half of this channel. I mean, it's only this recent price movement that's trading up so high. So I really think, something closer to this is more accurate, because again, we've been bouncing up off the top of this channel, off the bottom, again off the top, came back to the middle, but then we really took off here. And this is the part that actually worries me a little bit, is this recent price action that is very bullish. And let's just superimpose the Fibonacci retracements. And interestingly enough, this trend line that I drew at about $58, $59 corresponds pretty closely with this 23.6% Fibonacci level. So I do think that this is going to be a strong area of support right now at about 58, 59, 60. But I am scared to the top side, and I am scared to the downside up until about 58, 59, 60. So if I were to trade options on this, for example, let's say I wanted to open up a cash secured put. If I was doing the wheel, I would want to sell a cash secured put below about $58. And the other thing is, right now, this 21-day moving average is again right at 58, 59. So in my opinion, there are three kind of indicators that are living right now at 58, 59, 60, and that's the 21-day moving average, this trend line that I identified, and the 23.6% Fibonacci level. So I think this price level is going to be a very strong support. Again, no technical analysis is 100% accurate, but based on what I'm seeing, this is my opinion. So if I did want to trade PENN and I had a bullish sentiment on it, which I think I do, the only concern is how high can we go? And will we correct a little bit and come back down to earth and trade again within this channel or more closely to this trend line or the 21 and 50-day moving averages? I would want to sell a cash good put below $58 to kind of let myself sleep well at night and not be anxious in that if PENN does pull back, how hard or how quickly is it going to pull back? Because again, I think there are 3 different indicators that are using 58, 59, 60, that area as a strong level of support because there's 3 indicators there. Now, I would not want to limit myself to the upside because again, we don't know where the top is. We've never traded PENN this high. I mean, if you wanted to, again, this is not financial advice, but if you were very bullish on PENN, I would look into buying calls because you have unlimited profit potential if PENN just continues to soar to the moon. But again, I would be concerned that there will be some sort of pullback because for the past month or so, PENN has been overbought. So that tells me that I think the price is a little bit inflated. If I were to play this ticker, I would probably play it more to the safe side and open up a cash secured put, which is still a bullish trade, but you're limiting yourself to your exposure and potentially any loss. Because if PENN, for whatever reason, does break below 58, let's say, then you're going to get assigned shares if you don't roll those options out. But that's going to be your decision to make to see what happens. But I do think that it's just a matter of time before PENN kind of has a little bit of a correction here. So that's my 10-minute breakdown on PENN National Gaming. Let me know in the YouTube comments below if you agree or disagree with my technical analysis. As always, drop a like and subscribe. Make sure you check out the rest of my videos where I track and trade all of my plays every single day, even on the weekends. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Join our Discord server. And as always, happy trading.